What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to compare the new 4K release of the Funhouse from Stream Factory to the previous Blu-ray release. Is it worth the upgrade? That's the question. Stay tuned. Alright guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Back with another review for you guys. Trying to let you guys know, is it worth upgrading to the new 4K release of the Funhouse from Tobe Hooper from the previous Blu-ray release. Now, for those who aren't familiar with this movie in general, it's basically about a group of kids who decide to spend the night inside this Funhouse attraction at this carnival. While they're there, they witness something something really bad happen. I don't want to give it away for those who have not seen the film, but they witness something bad happen, and they're found out that they're there by the people running the the fun house, and they have to try to escape being taken out by these people. You have a monster, I'll say, a deformed kid, I guess kid, but young adult, whatever, a deformed person who just looks atrocious. I'll throw up a screenshot or something. I'm probably not going to do video on this one, but yeah, you have him going after people, and I guess maybe his dad. I think maybe. I think the monster's name is Gunther or something. Yeah, and his mask is done by Rick Baker, who, if you guys are horror fans, you guys know who Rick Baker is. Done a lot of effects for horror movies and is pretty well known, and the mask looks absolutely fantastic. I do love the monster creature whatever in this. It's kind of a slow burn, and I remember it being kind of slow. I think the pacing's a little off on this one, and that's what never really drew me to this one a lot like other slasher films of this era. You do have a little bit of nudity right at the beginning, but that was probably thrown in there because back in that era you had to have, X amount of nudity, X amount of gore. It's not a very gory film at all. There's a little bit of blood here and there, but overall it's pretty tame in that aspect. But you had to have like a certain amount of that and nudity, and you do get that at the very beginning with a girl and her brother, which is kind of weird. And there's a brother aspect to it that doesn't really go anywhere. I never really understood that. But yeah, that's your basic storyline of the Funhouse. The movie itself, I would say, is about a 3 out of 5. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just kind of mediocre. It gets that extra 0.5 as opposed to being a 2.5 out of 5 because I do like the creature effects and I do like the Barker. What's his name? Kevin Conway, is that his name? Let's see. I already forget names. Anyways, yeah, Kevin Conway did a great job in this as well, and he plays like 4 different people at this carnival, 4 different Barkers. I guess that's what they were called back then when they're out there saying, I know in here it's alive, 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 and come see the freaks and all that, people that were announcing what they had back then. They don't really do that kind of stuff anymore, but I do love the old carnival setting. I think this is really intriguing, taking you back to that time. It spends quite a bit of time in that setting, and just taking you back to that simpler time. Where things happened and bad things happened and nobody really knew what was going on. You have all the social media and all that. You have the cell phones. It was just again a simpler time, and yeah, I love getting that feeling of nostalgia back with that too. It's a decent watch. Now, as far as the quality of the 4K, the picture quality on this release, 5 out of 5. Absolutely fantastic. On par with the Child's Play releases. I had no issues with it whatsoever. It was absolutely perfect. Now, in saying that, myself and other people probably feel like a movie like this shouldn't be seen that clearly, though. Like, it takes something away. I don't know. I like the grain and the lines and stuff, and throwing this on VHS or something is just a lot cooler to me. It wasn't really meant to be seen in this clarity. You can see the any defects in special effects, things like that, a lot clearer. Because when they were doing this stuff back then, they knew it was just going to be at the theaters and on VHS, and that was as far as they thought it would go. So you could get away with a little bit with it not being perfect on the effects and everything. But I will say, it looks absolutely fucking fantastic. It's an amazing transfer. Screen Factory is doing a really, really good job on these 4K transfers. The audio, nothing really new on the audio here. I give it a 4 out of 5. It's good. It's decent overall. I really had no issues with it. I could hear it in the surrounds pretty well and everything like that. Pretty good audio track. So the previous release, I threw this back in. I had watched this one before, just the Blu-ray. And it looks pretty good. It's not as sharp and clear as the 4K, but it's not bad. So unless you guys are huge fans of this movie, I think you're okay with the Blu-ray, at least for now. If you want to pick this up when it drops in price, that might be a better option for you if you don't want to pay the 35 bucks or whatever it is right now. Then hang on to the Blu-ray. I think it'll hold you over pretty well. But you do get some new features on here. You get like 4 new interviews with the cast and crew, plus the old features on here, which include, audio commentary Tobe Hooper, The Barker Speaks, interview with actor Kevin Conway, Something Wicked This Way Comes, interview with executive producer Mark Lester, Carnival Music, interview with composer John Bill. You get an audio interview with actor William Finley, additional scenes added to the TV, or to the network television broadcast version, TV spots, radio spots. But again, you do get those new interviews with actors Miles Chapin and Wayne Doba. There's more on here than that, but it only lists those 2 interviews. But there's 4 new interviews on here, including the guy who played the monster. And that was probably the most fascinating interview on here, talking about what it was like to wear this mask. He had to wear it for like 12 or 16 hours at one point. I forget the exact time, but it was like an extreme amount of time. And couldn't really take it off because it was such a pain to take on and take off and put back on, and had to try to eat with it and all that. It was pretty interesting hearing him talk about all of the effects for in the mask and everything. But yeah, it's again, if you guys are big fans of this movie, definitely pick up this 4K like now, because like I said, you get those new interviews, perfect transfer, and definitely worth it. You do get reverse art on this as well. I did not show this on my TikTok. I did the TikTok for this a couple days ago, and just now getting to you guys over here on YouTube. I apologize. I've just been really tired lately. But you do get that reverse art on here. I love this old Screen Factory art, though. I mean, that is just awesome. You can't outdo the original run of the Screen Factories with the blue border up top there. The artwork on those is just sick. It's absolutely amazing. And then, of course, your inside art being the same as the slipcase. Still love that image as well. And then I got the poster with it as well because I did pre-order mine. I believe the poster is sold out now through the site, and that's really one of the only reasons to get it directly from Screen Factory. I think you do still get them a little bit early. I know there for a while you weren't, but I think they're back to getting them to you early. Yeah, because I think this came out today, the 6th, Tuesday. And I've had it for a few days, so I did get it, a few days early. I know it used to be like 2 weeks, but you still get them a few days early, ordering direct, plus the poster if it's not sold out. But other than that, there's no reason to get it. I will say, no greasy mess in here like people were saying they had on their Child's Plays. I didn't have that on the Child's Plays either. I guess I've just been getting lucky, and I don't know if they're ordering it directly from Screen Factory or what. And Screen Factory is saying it's part of the gassing or whatever of the disc. And I don't have any scratches or anything on my disc. That's the 4K. And the Blu-ray, people were saying their discs are scratched up. I had no issues. Everything played fine, looks fine. Just an all-around great release, again, from Screen Factory. Alright, I did not pick up the Fog. I kind of forgot to grab that one. I may get it here eventually, but I'm trying to stay on top of these 4K releases for you guys, letting you guys know if they are worth the upgrade or not. before you go spend your hard-earned money. I mean, it's expensive to live nowadays. Let's face it, shit is just not as cheap as it used to be. Hell, a Big Mac meal is like $10. That's insane. Here in Indiana, anyways, and maybe even more than that in other states. I don't know. I don't live in other states. But, yeah, $35 is a lot of money, you know, to spend on a release. So I'm trying to keep you guys informed. I do have Army of Darkness, I know, pre-ordered. And maybe others. I'm not really sure. I order so much stuff, it's hard to keep track. Again, I may pick up The Fog here soon. Probably after the convention this coming weekend at Whorehound. Because I'm just trying to really conserve money for that. Yeah, let me know down in the comment section if you guys are fans of the Funhouse. Is there anything you guys would like to see from the upcoming convention at Whorehound? The 9th through the 13th, I'll be in Cincinnati doing that, walking the grounds and talking to people. And if there's anything there you guys would like to for me to get on camera, or anybody you would like me to try to talk to that aren't celebrities, because I don't have a lot of money to get celebrity autographs this time around. This is going to be more of me walking around and just chatting with vendors and things like that. I know Vinegar Syndrome is going to be there, Synapse is going to be there, Severn's going to be there. Yeah, so if there's anything you guys would like me to ask these people, let me know down in the comment section. And yeah, as always, guys, peace, love, happiness to all of you, and I will catch you next time. Later.